Come on, everybody. You are on the channel for English for Biology majors, which is brought to you by Tzu University's Susan Ye. We hope after you learn this class, you will think biology is fun and to read biology book is piece of cake. Let's go, yay! Hello, everyone. In this part, we will start learning prefixes and suffixes regarding to shapes. However, let's review what we've learned last time. For describing things that are on both sides of the reference object, we use lateral, L-A-T-E-R-O. If the things we are talking about is on the left side of the reference object, or it is turning left or counterclockwise, we use level, L-E-V-O. If the things we are talking about is on the right side of the reference object, or it is turning right or clockwise, we use dextro, D-E-X-T-R-O. When we talk about things that are on the same side of the reference object, we can use cis, C-I-S. On the contrary, when things we are talking about, they are on the different side of the reference object, we use the prefix trans, T-R-A-N-S. Now let's move to lesson 7. In the first part of the lesson 7, we will learn prefixes and suffixes for describing shapes. When we talk about things that have shapes or take forms, not talking about a particular shape, we can use the following prefixes and suffixes. For prefix, we use morph, M-O-R-P-H, or morpho, M-O-R-P-H-O, and plas, P-L-A-S. If we want to put the roots on the end of the word, we can use suffix like form, F-O-R-M, morph, M-O-R-P-H, and oid, O-I-D. Let's see our examples. The first example is transform. Transform, trans. Last time we learned that trans could mean things that are on the opposite side of the reference object. But trans could also mean change. So transform actually means to change the appearance or form greatly, like werewolf. On the full moon, the werewolf would change from people to a wolf. That we can call the people transform itself into a wolf. Our second example for the suffix morph is mesomorph. What is a mesomorph? Mesomorph means a person with pronounced muscular development and low body fat. We call a person mesomorphic when he or she has a hard, rugged, triangular athletic build with well-developed muscles, thick skin, and good posture. They often think this kind of person, they are inclined toward physical adventure and risk-taking. And they are vigorous, courageous, assertive, direct, and dominant. Besides mesomorph, there are also two other somatotypes, ectomorph and endomorph. An ectomorphic person is linear, thin, usually tall, fragile, lightly muscled, flat-chested, and delicate. They often describe as cerebrotonic inclined to desire isolation, solitude, and concealment. And frequently they are tense, anxious, restrained in posture and movement, introverted and secretive. On the contrary, an endomorphic person has a round, usually short and soft, with underdeveloped muscle appearance. They usually have difficulty losing weight, described as viscerotonic, enjoying food, people, and affection, having slow reactions, and being disposed to complacency. So these are the three somatotypes: mesomorph, ectomorph, and endomorph. Our example for morph or morpho is morphology. Morphology, L-O-G-Y, the suffix L-O-G-Y means study of something. So it's a study of form, meaning morphology meaning a scientific study of forms and structure, usually without regard to function. Like when we want to describe this Japanese skeleton shrimp, we use a lot of terms like the head, cephalon, and the antenna, and then the peropod. All of these terms, those are the morphology of Japanese skeleton shrimp. For the suffix OID, our example is bacteroid. What is a bacteroid? In this picture, the bacteroid means a symbiotic form of the nitrogen-fixing bacteria, Rhizobium. When it is live inside the root nodule of beans, it takes this form. It is called a bacteroid. But bacteroid also has other meaning. Bacteroid also referring to a bacterium of the species Bacteroides. Our example for the prefix PLAS is plasma. Plasma is a clear component of the cellular fluid inside our cell, which is plasma. Plasma also has other meanings, like in physics. It means a state of matter consisting of partially ionized gas. Or in hematology, plasma means a clear component of blood or lymph containing fibrin. That also means plasma. Now let's review what we learned about describing things that have a shape or take shapes, not any particular shape. We use prefix morph, morph, or morpho, morpho, and the plas, plus, and suffix form, form, morph, morph, oid, oid. When we talk about things that have the wrong shapes, we use the prefix pero, P-E-R-O. Let's see our example. Perobrachius. Perobrachius means a person with a congenital disorder of one or both forearms and the hands. Because I can't find the picture, so we'll have just to look at this normal baby. But perobrachius actually means a person with malformation of one or both forearms and hands. When we talk about things that have spiny shapes, we can use the prefix acanthocephala. Acanth. Let's see our example. Acanthocephala. Acanthocephala is the thorny-headed worms. They belong to a phylum of parasites that often infesting animals like cats and also human too. It is called Acanthocephala because their proboscis, which is this part of the organ, it's the snout or head of it, and usually they use it to attach to the host and feeding. The proboscis projecting anteriorly, that is covered with thorn-like spines for attachment to the digestive tract of the host. So it is called Acanthocephala, means spiny head. Cephala, the suffix cephala means head. For things that are ray shapes, we use the prefix actin, A-C-T-I-N, or radio, R-A-D-I-O. Let's see our example. Actinomyces. Actinomyces is a genus of bacteria consisting of gram-positive, irregularly standing, straight, or slightly curved rods that formed a branched filament. Actinomyces is also an important source for antibiotics. In the past, we found many useful antibiotics from Actinomyces. Our example for RADI is radiation. Radiation has two meanings. One is the shooting force of anything from a point of or surface, like the diverging rays of light, or like the X-ray is also one form of radiation. So we could use X-rays to take picture of our inside. And radiation can also mean the process of radiating waves or particles, like the nuclear plant. We use the energy which it radiates particles to transform it into energy, to heat and give electricity. Let's review what we've learned. For describing things that are ray shapes, we use the prefix actin, A-C-T-I-N, or radio, R-A-D-I-O. We have finished all the prefixes for this part of Lesson 7. Now let's review what we've learned this time. When we talk about things that have shapes or take forms, we use the prefix morpho or morph, M-O-R-P-H, M-O-R-P-H-O, and the plus, P-L-A-S, and also the suffix form, F-O-R-M, morph, M-O-R-P-H, and the oid, O-I-D. When we talk about things that have the wrong shape, we use the prefix pero, P-E-R-O. For things that have spiny shapes, we use the prefix acanth, A-C-A-N-T-H. For things that are ray shapes or giving things shooting things out in all directions, we use the prefix actin, A-C-T-I-N, or radio, R-A-D-I-O. Now we finish this part of Lesson 7. Next time we will continue with prefixes and suffixes regarding to shapes. See ya! English for Biology Major is brought to you by TCU's English for Biology Major course team. If you have any questions, don't forget to visit our FB fans page. The website is here, and you can also scan the QR code to reach to our FB fans page. This course is sponsored by Centers for Faculty Development and Instructional Resources of TCU.